Imagine this. It's 10 p.m. The sun has been gone for hours, but the sidewalk is still hot. The walls are still warm, and the city feels like it's been sitting inside an oven all day. Now, here's the strange part. The city is actually making itself hotter. Think about it. If you spend a summer day in a forest, the ground, the trees, and the plants don't hold on to much heat. But cities are different. They're covered in concrete, asphalt, glass, and steel. And all day long, those surfaces soak up the sun's energy like giant batteries. Then, when the sun finally goes down, they slowly release that heat back into the air. The city is still radiating heat. That's why some cities can stay several degrees hotter than the areas around them, even in the middle of the night. And then there's another problem: trees. Think about the coolest place you've ever stood on a hot summer day. It was probably underwater. Trees don't just provide shade, they actually cool the air around them. They're basically nature's air conditioners. But as cities grow, trees often disappear. They're replaced by roads, parking lots, office buildings, and apartment blocks. In other words, we're removing the things that cool cities down and replacing them with things that trap even more heat. And if that wasn't enough, we end up making the problem worse ourselves. When temperatures rise, people turn on air conditioning. Makes sense. But air conditioners don't destroy heat. They move it. They take heat from inside buildings and dump it outside. So millions of air conditioners running at the same time can make city streets even hotter, which means people use even more air conditioning, and the cycle continues. The result is something scientists call the urban heat island effect. But you don't need to remember the name. You've probably felt it. Walking down a street that feels 10 times hotter than the park a few blocks away. Stepping outside at night and wondering why the air still feels heavy. Feeling like summer somehow gets worse every year. Because in many cities, it does. And unless we start designing cities with more trees, more green spaces, and fewer heat-trapping surfaces, the hottest summer you've experienced so far might one day feel like the cool one.